Hey YouTube, welcome to another episode of News in 2 Minutes, bringing you the news that you need to know every day. Let's begin. War rhetoric from within the United States continues to show a willingness to engage in a tactical military strike with Syria, as President Obama echoed the statements of multiple high-ranking officials saying that the U.S. must act on claims that Syria has used chemical weapons against its citizens. Evidence that a limited attack may be forthcoming, United Nations investigators hurriedly left the country ahead of schedule on Saturday, taking an unknown route to Lebanon, and are said to be carrying samples from within the chemical weapons sites with information that the U.S. may use to launch a strike. Firefighters are facing shifting winds and dry environments, making containing the wildfire at the Yosemite National Park in California difficult, with state officials estimating that the fire has grown to over 210,000 acres and has already destroyed over 100 buildings. In related news, and a reminder why prisons are so popular within the United States, news agencies are reporting that over 600 firefighters currently battling the California fire are prison inmates taking part in a lockup work program that pays prisoners an average of $1 per day. Analysts are warning that India's economy may have reached a tipping point and may be experiencing a full economic crisis, as figures show that the value of the rupee has dropped by 25% within a 3-month period. Following the report of rare snowfall at Chile's Atacama Desert on Tuesday, several South American countries are continuing to experience unusual snowfall that has stranded over 10,000 people in Peru, causing a number of fatalities and forcing the government to drop emergency medicine and supplies into at least one stranded city. Scientists are reporting a large increase in activity at Alaska's volcano on Friday, as the volcano spewed lava and sent ash and dust over 3 miles into the air. In a report released on Friday, the U.S. Navy acknowledged that new explosive underwater testing will kill hundreds and injure thousands of mammalian sea life in the coming years, but despite the loss, the Navy said that testing will go on as planned. Thousands of protesters took to the streets in Egypt's largest gathering of anti-military protests since the crackdown that left hundreds of dead during the Muslim Brotherhood's Day of Rage. And to wrap things up, a Florida citrus grower was fined a minute amount for spraying an illegal pesticide that killed millions of local bees. Oil reached a 2-year high as investors weighed ongoing conflicts within the Middle East. And a 7.0 struck Alaska in correlation with today's volcanic eruption, as well as a 5.8 in China and a number of aftershocks completing today's quake watch. And that's it for this episode of News in 2 Minutes. Check back tomorrow for more news that the aware need the most. This week's News in 2 Minutes is brought to you by shtfplan.com, where even the officials go for news, and sqmetals.com for all your precious metal needs.